there, it's Beth from scrappingwonders.com, and I am up with Stencil Play episode number 8. And this week, Sarah and I decided to use the medium was matte gel medium with our stencils. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not in love with my layout. I will let it sit for a few days, but it might come and get ripped apart. But anywho, what I'm doing here is I heat embossed this Love chipboard piece with the pink embossing powder from Lindy's Stamp Gang, and then I did it twice just to get the embossing powder a little bit brighter. But I probably didn't need it. But I've seen people on videos emboss twice, so I figured why not. So I went ahead and I embossed it twice, and I'm really happy with the embossing powder from Lindy's Stamp Gang. It's pretty amazing, and I definitely need to add more of it to my stash for sure. One of my favorite things about embossing powder is that it seems to last forever. Like, you don't really use a lot and you get this really cool effect. Anywho, I went ahead and here's the butterfly that I put the gel medium through the Donna Downey stencil, and it is the butterfly itself is gorgeous. I decided to use watercolors. I used my shimmers watercolors, so I have quite a few colors out here on my table that I used. And what happens when you put watercolors over gel medium is a gel medium works as a resist. So you end up with this beautiful white or whatever color you happen to use. You end up with the beautiful effect shining through. So all you see is the clear gel medium, which is normally a beautiful effect that I love. But for some reason, I'm not loving it on this layout, and I gave up. But I did finish it. So here I am, and I'm still painting it, and I end up drying it. And I think part of the problem was that I'm working on the American Crafts textured cardstock, which is fine, but I didn't put any gesso, and I probably should have put some clear gesso so that the paper wouldn't have gotten as wet as it did, and it started pilling in some areas, and it just made me very unhappy. Now, I'm not sure why I didn't stop there, but I didn't. I went in for another layer, and I think what it really was for me was I thought that it didn't look bright enough. So I decided to go in with some more, and this is where I ended up getting it fairly wet because I needed that paint to spread more than it was. It wasn't going where I wanted it to go. So I'm adding more paint, more water, and my paper started pilling right there in that top right corner, and I'm not happy with it. But that's okay, because I can always take it apart. I could always cut out this butterfly and use it on something else in my art journal or something. Because I am happy with the butterfly, I'm just not happy with the way it looks on the layout. Maybe I think it takes away from the story or the photos of the layout, and that's the problem. I'm not sure, but I'm not happy with it. And here I am, I'm blotting everything dry, and I'm going to finish drying this, and then you're going to see me come in with a baby wipe. And I'm just going over the gel medium, and it's clearing off all of the paint that's just kind of like sitting on top of the gel medium. So now I'm left with a beautiful image of my butterfly without any paint on it. And that's why I love working with gel medium and watercolors or sprays. It does really give you a beautiful effect. So then I grabbed my Monarch paper from the Maggie Holmes collection, and I'm going to put it on the bottom half of my layout. And these two photos that I'm scrapping are of my princess when she was probably a year and 3 months old in these photos. And my baby was born preemie, so at this point every little achievement, every little thing that she did was just so amazing for us because we had a really rough row of it when she was born preemie and being in NICU and all of the health issues that we had during the first year of her life. So, us getting over it and still dealing with issues, it's just amazing to see her sitting there with a lollipop in her hands and going to town eating this lollipop. Back to the layout here. I did not like the way that the paper was butting up and it didn't look, I don't know how to say it. I just didn't like the harshness of the paper. So I added a piece of blue ribbon and it's in my stash and it's from Close to My Heart, and on the ribbon it has love printed on it. And then I went through my ephemera from the Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams collection and picked out a floral. And then I rounded the photo corners, which is not something that I normally do, but I really didn't like how they felt so harsh being square. So I rounded those off and I popped the second picture up on some foam, uh, fun foam here. And then I layered it on top of the other photo, and I really like the way that part of it turned out. And the last thing that you're going to see me do here is work on some little clusters of embellishments. I'm getting better with these, but I'm still not where I want to be. I watch everybody else on YouTube and I'm like, wow, I love their clusters. And then I look at my clusters and I'm like, oh, what happened to it? But that's okay. So the flower, sorry for my head there and my nappy hair, but the flower there, I ended up adding some fun foam, and then I grabbed the little by little stickers from Chamel and added a few of the stickers. And then at the bottom is a Wilna Furstenberg cut file that I used. And then the love chipboard piece gets adhered on. That's the one that I had embossed earlier in the video. And then I'm just going to do all of my journaling. Now that collected up at the top, you'll see in the close-ups, is actually stitched on. And that'll be it. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for watching. Bye.